Attention!
Welcome to the Film Mages Podcast, where the popcorn is our ammunition, the couch is our foxhole, and the cinema is our place of worship.
Now let me see your war face.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. I'm lubing my tube right now.
Drinking the water. How we all doing today, folks?
I'm doing, you know what? I've got a spring in my step and joy in my heart because we're recording the Film Majors podcast and we've hit episode 52.
52.
Which means we have been doing the show for 52 weeks. Which means we've been doing it for a year.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's nuts. We did it.
We did it.
We did it. Every single week we
full
fucking
trip
did
around
it.
the sun. Wow.
In the next year, I think you're going to find that we are going to take a break or two. There might actually be a hiatus during the holidays.
Yeah, like a... Because what are we going to call this? Is this like season 2 now? Or is
I
that
don't
going to...
know. I don't fucking care.
Wow.
It's episode...
It's genuinely crazy we've been doing this every week.
Yeah.
For a year. I mean, good for us.
Yeah. Congratulations, guys. Hello,
Yeah.
by the way. I'm Zach.
I'm Mick.
I'm Alexis, and this is the longest commitment of my life.
Hell yeah.
There we go.
I'm sorry. And, you know, I mean, should we just do it? Should I just come right out and say it?
Should you?
Like, what's going on?
Hey, there it is.
Oh, that was genuinely a little heartbreaking for me.
I just had to. I just wanted to steal your
actually
thunder
hurt.
for old time's sake, you know?
Oh, wow. That's the first time in a long time where that's actually wounded me.
Really? Wow. Well, I mean, it's fitting that we do it like full year round.
Yeah,
we
full year
steal
round.
your thunder.
Alexis, way to fucking go, man.
On
Ouch.
You're welcome.
Ouch.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah, it is our famous segment. If you're jumping in for
Yeah,
the first
you're just-
time, hello. I'm a broken
Hello.
man now. I'm broken. This
Yeah,
is
well,
our
you were
famous segment.
pussyfooting around it, so, you know.
Don't
sometimes
say
you just gotta
it.
take the dive.
What the hell? Yeah, this is our famous segment, What's Going On?
Famous.
It's infamous, one might say.
Yeah, yes.
Super famous.
This is where we talk about what's going on. And Alexis, I have a question for you because, you did appear on our last episode because No Man Left Behind. You were not phically present because you were at Beyonce.
Yeah, how was that?
How was Beyonce?
Crazy. I've never felt more gay in my entire life than watching Beyonce. I'm not, like, unconvinced that she's not just, like, a fucking goddess that walks this earth because, holy shit. Vocal ability, unmatched. Her visual effects team, dancers, and band, wow. They're so fucking tight. Like, whoever does her visual effects... They deserve all the money that they get. Her dancers were, like, incredible, and the band was really good. I was going, like, fucking wild over the brass section at one point, because, I love a good brass section.
I have heard. One might say that you're horny for horns.
Indeed. In fact, even in Roommate, it was just like, I don't know, Beyonce got me feeling some things, and I was like, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah. It was good.
Excellent. Love it. Okay, well,
crazy.
follow-up question. Follow-up question for all. Who's been watching films? Who's seen a movie?
Ooh, that is the question.
Because,
I've seen a movie or
Alexis,
two.
I believe you and I have both seen the same new release.
Ooh, what is it?
That would be Emma Seligman's... Seligman or Seligman?
Seligman,
positive.
I think.
Seligman? We're going to
Yeah.
go with Seligman. Emma Seligman's sophomore feature, Bottoms. For those of you who don't know, Emma Seligman made a very low-budget feature that kind of put Rachel Sennett on the map as an actor called Shiva Baby. I fucking loved Shiva Baby. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it's
So
really good.
I was very excited for Bottoms. Alexis, what do you think?
Oh my god, what a delight. You know? Like I think I've there's so many like queer female led movies that are set in like the time period where we're all wearing like fucking what are they, the
Corsets
corsets and shit, like there's so many set during that time period. There's not enough like modern gay girl movies, and it's like a gay girl movie with like the spice of Mean Girls, but I don't know, something way more fucked up than that, and it was so fun.
Felt like a spiritual successor to Heathers in some ways for me.
Yeah.
But I personally liked it quite a bit more. I will say,
It was a fight
oddly,
club.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it is trading on. So essentially, if you don't know, the premise of Bottoms is two gay girls who are kind of losers at their high school. There's a rumor that kind of gets unintentionally started that both of them went to juvie over the summer, and they used that to start a girls-only fight club as a way to pick up chicks. There are two like hot popular girls who they both have a crush on, who they're like, okay, we need to get them in our fight club so we can fuck them. And without spoiling anything, I first off love the movie. Thought it was fucking hilarious. Io Edebiri is so fucking funny. There's a point where she is telling a story from her supposed time at juvie, where she's like talking about this girl who stepped up to her, and then she's like, and then I took her outside and I punched her so hard that she died.
But she only died for a short amount of time.
Yeah, for a short amount of time. They brought her back.
Yeah.
But there is a kind of a central rivalry with a group of jock boys that I don't feel like totally pays off in a satisfying way without spoiling the third act. But weirdly enough, as the guy who was like, Heathers is kind of like mean spirited, and like this movie kind of feels like it was written by a school shooter. I wanted to see these jock boys get it a lot more than they did, and it felt like to me that was where the movie was building to, because they did a really good job just making me go like, man, fuck these guys. These guys are horrible.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They need to be punished.
They're like. They were wearing their uniforms like every single day. Like they never took them off. They're wearing their cleats outfits in the hallway. Like
their Letterman jackets all the time.
No, their jerseys and fucking like shoulder pads.
Really?
Yes. It is definitely a movie. It does not exist on planet Earth.
There's so many like random little fun like Easter eggs though. Like, okay, so Nicholas Galitzine, he's actually been in like a couple of like gay movies. He was in Red, White, and Royal Blue, and then this other movie from 2016 called Handsome Devil. And I just love that he's on this like poster for the game, and he's like totally naked, like practically, except for like a jock strap, and it says like get horny for the game or something, but they're like these, the posters are all over school, and he at the beginning where like he's chasing after his girlfriend gets into the car with the two lesbians, and then he's like, get out of the car, and then she like goes forward like an inch with her car and like taps his kneecaps, and he just like falls to the ground in the most like dramatic way. Yeah, literally flops, like gives the like performance of his lifetime, pretending that he is like hurt. It's so funny. I don't know. That man, what a gem.
I would definitely recommend seeing Bottoms. This really kind of rounds out a summer that I feel like was kind of defined by very solid female-led comedies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, I mean, you got Bottoms, you got Joyride, you got No Hard Feelings, obviously you got Barbie. I think that, fellas, you gotta start pulling your weight in the comedy world because, all of the good comedies I like this summer were led by women.
Men, you have to make more movies because women are having comedies. Women, there's too many.
Women are taking the lead. What are you doing, man?
Women are having their moment. We got to steal it back.
Yeah, boys.
Yeah, I think
boys.
I don't know.
What are we doing, boys? The ladies are winning.
Yo, okay, can I just say though, most underrated shot, the pussy shot, because
the pussy shot from
the pussy shot in Joyride, but also remember I love Park Chan-wook, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And I think he's the first person that I've ever seen do a pussy POV shot.
POV, you are a vagina.
Yeah, and fucking Joyride, it's like they took it back,
Hell yeah.
Reassessed the situation and went farther.
We have to go deeper.
They did.
Mick, did you watch any films in the past week?
I did. I caught the 35th anniversary.
I wanted to go so bad.
Of They Live, re-released in theaters.
Fuck.
Yeah, my buddy and I went, and it's got such a good movie.
It's fine, man. Your buddy didn't want to go or anything. It's fine.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was in San Diego, so it would have made it hard.
Yeah,
But my feelings are still hurt.
I know. I'm sorry.
That's not okay.
But
you're not allowed to have other friends.
I've never seen it on the big screen before, and such a good time. I've never seen it with an audience, and it was amazing because you get. It's just a reminder of just how many good lines there are in that film. Mama said she don't like no tattletales. And then my favorite, which is
Life's a bitch and she's in heat.
Oh, God. The crowd went nuts when that line went.
I do love how that movie is just peppered with lines that fucking Roddy Piper definitely wrote in his WWE catchphrase book.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's so good. Now that aliens are confirmed, I am convinced that They Live is a documentary. I mean, after everything going on, if you have not seen They Live, you have to. It's the best.
It's my boy,
anti-capitalist.
It's my motherfucking boy, Johnny C.
It's very communist.
Yeah, it really is.
But yeah, seeing it in an LA crowd, really, really good time.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say the one pushback I'm gonna give on They Live being a documentary is, come on, man, don't blame the aliens. This is clearly us. This is clearly our fault.
Yeah, that's fair.
Great film, but at the end of the day, we're the baddies.
But yeah, I've said this before, but every time, Alexis, have you seen They Live?
Nope.
Great watch.
Really good Carpenter film. But every time that alleyway fight scene. Oh,
Mitchie! Oh man! So this is not.
That's another POV shot.
This is not a visual medium, but we just got a fucking IMAX view of Alexis's dog's butthole.
That was a 70 millimeter shot right there. Good lord!
Oh man!
Macro shot on the butthole.
I apologize. I apologize for her state of undress.
Listen.
That's definitely your kid, Alexis.
Oh, 100%.
Good
100%.
Lord.
Just fucking free with it and out with it.
Hell yeah, brother.
Look at my bunghole.
Look at me bunghole.
Yeah, speaking of back alleys.
Oh, fuck. Are you gonna fucking... Well, are you gonna stick with They Live, or are you gonna transition to the movie I watched last night?
No, I'm gonna... oh, no. Well, that's actually a good segue.
It would have been a fucking fantastic
In fact,
segue.
you know what? Take it away. Take it away.
I watched The Human Centipede.
No. It's been so long since I saw that movie. What a traumatizing experience.
I had never seen it. I feel like if you don't know what the human centipede is, I'd like you to keep living in that world. For those of
please.
you who do
But for all the
know,
little Jimmies and Timmies that are like, what's the human centipede?
listen, Google is free. But I like to, during September, kind of expand my horror repertoire so that I can continue making my Halloween spooktacular list where I do 31 horror recommendations and I change it every year. So it's 31 new films every year. So I need to keep watching horror movies. I need to stay up on it. But I also like to, every now and again, just kind of test the limits. Just kind of push the boundaries on what old Zachy boy can watch. I watched Martyrs earlier this year, which honestly didn't get me that bad. And I kind of went into the human centipede being like, okay, I mean, this has been an idea that has, well, it's kind of culturally absorbed at this point.
I mean, it's like, it's up there with Saw, pretty much.
Well, I would say like it's one of those. I mean, I don't know if it's as seen, but I think it's probably similarly like it's a movie that has kind of become like a verb in a way.
The human centipede is like the two girls, one cup of
everyone
movies.
knows what it is.
Yeah,
You know, it's like the 2 girls, 1 cup thing in high school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What both of you said. So I went in being like, okay, I probably got this. Really bad to see.
Not good?
I was very upset. I was upset and disgusted. That's nasty as fuck.
Mission accomplished.
It is nasty. It is nasty. Although, as a side note, it would be fun to play a game with like all the CEOs that are being like striked against right now and decide what order you would put them in. Who would get the caboose? You know?
Yeah, fucking Zaslav's the caboose.
I can't wait to see that picket sign.
Zaslav, you are the back of my human centipede.
You are the human centipede caboose.
Yeah, but like I've seen gorier movies, and you know I'm like I like to see some fucked up shit on screen. But like conceptually, that's maybe like the worst scenario I can imagine. Actually, seeing it in practice, that's really bad. That's really, really bad. I don't condone it.
I don't like
I'm
the
coming
idea
out.
of somebody stitching my face.
Yeah, well, there's another aspect to it that I don't really like either. All of it seems pretty awful.
Not a fan of the liquid diet.
Let's just say I'm glad I had dinner before I watched it.
Yeah, that's not a let's sit down and eat and watch this movie.
No, I considered it for a minute. I was like, I'm a big strong guy. No, glad I didn't. I would have puked.
Yeah.
But I also watched Labyrinth.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
No, I still have never seen that.
Yeah. Dance, magic dance, a dance, a magic dance.
That's David Bowie's in that, right?
Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, and very young Jennifer Connelly.
Right.
Yes,
Jim Henson,
the
right?
most beautiful eyebrows in the world that woman has.
She does have
So
beautiful
gorgeous.
eyebrows.
Hell yeah.
She does.
Yeah, I'd never seen it. And I kind of had a similar experience watching Labyrinth that I did, Alexis, when you pitched Spirited Away. Just because, like, I liked it and, like, thought it was, like, technically insane. I think I just, like, found myself wishing that I had seen it at, like, 10 or 11, just like an age where it really, really would have hit. But overall, still a great time. Bowie's Magic Dance song.
Nutsack
That's
is
been on
just
my
like
list for a long time.
Fucking view. Like, you can just see that shit in those tights the whole movie. It's crazy.
Does he have camel toe going on?
That
Have you never seen Labyrinth?
No, I again, it's been on my list for a very long time, but I've never managed to get around to watching it.
Well, you definitely watch it. It's like a really good puppet movie.
Yeah, you should check it out.
I love puppets.
Yeah.
I have an idea for a puppet movie.
All right. Well, go back and listen to our Heathers episode if you want to fucking hear about that.
You know what else I saw? which I've been wanting to watch for a long. This is fucked up.
Did you watch United 93?
No, I watched this movie before
God.
Labyrinth, which is fucked up because Labyrinth has been on my list for way longer. But I finally watched 1995's Roger Donaldson's Species.
Oh,
Yeah.
the roommate fucking loves Species.
Does he?
Yes. The
wow.
roommate has pitched Species to me multiple
You know,
times.
I think the roommate's onto
That's funny.
something because it is trash, but it's so fun. Seeing like a horny alien just decimate men who aren't the perfect suitor is the best fucking time.
Suitor, I hardly know her.
It's really good. The cast is amazing that they had for you. You have Ben Kingsley, Michael Madsen,
What?
Forrest Whitaker.
What?
Yeah.
I caught like 10 minutes of this at a hotel one time. So
Yeah, it's really good. The effects are really good. I mean, the VFX is not so good because there's a full CG alien at one point, but I did not know that it's
isn't the design H.R. Geiger?
yeah, it's H.R. Geiger.
That's the first time I ever heard of Species. I was reading an
there's-
H.R. Geiger book at the library.
Yeah, there's a sequence where the species, what's her name? Ocil is having nightmares because basically when this creature's like coming through puberty, it's very, stressful for her. And so she's having all these night terrors. And one of the
Same
sequences of the night terrors is a bone train. There's a bone train.
Excuse me?
Yes,
Did you say the bone
there's
train?
literally a bone train.
Alexis, would you like to hop aboard my bone train?
And what's amazing is I
didn't
found
buy
out
a ticket.
apparently Warner Brothers was like, we love all of this, but the bone train
Bone train.
is interesting, but just too expensive. So we can't, we're going to cut that. And H.R. Geiger,
This is why executives are fucked up.
H.R.
Telling me
Geiger,
a goddamn bone train's too expensive.
he was really involved with the production of the film, and he put up his own money, which is like well over $200,000 to film the bone train sequence.
train.
And that's why it's in the movie, is because H.R. Geiger's personal money went into, I need the bone train. It has to be in there.
I would spend 200. If I had 200 grand,
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't for much longer because
And
I
it's,
would.
it's in the movie
Not,
for maybe
not
like
for a movie. I would just make a bone
Make a bone train?
I'd make a train out of bones.
it's in the movie for like 20 seconds, but those 20 seconds are pivotal for the bone train.
bone train.
But
Alexis, don't worry. Admission to the bone train is free.
I
You
definitely-
don't pay
No, thank you.
in money.
we definitely recommend Species. I think it's a really good time. Michael Madsen, he said like, yeah, I'm really, really proud of that movie, I that's actually one of my finest works. He actually said that.
That's a solid Madsen.
It's one of my finest works, but the sequels are trash. I just did that for the paycheck. But I kind of want to watch 2 and 3, and there's even a 4th one.
Well,
Yeah,
God.
it stars this one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. Natasha Henstridge plays the alien, and she is stunning. I mean, the casting is amazing. She is one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen. The only other thing that I know that she's been in is Ghosts from Mars, the John Carpenter film with Ice Cube,
Don't bring up Ghosts from Mars.
where all the Martians are
man.
just a bunch of punks.
Oh man,
But,
that movie's a tough watch.
Yeah, definitely check out Species. Good time. Really good
All
time.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, we got anything else going on, anybody? Or do we want to keep this bone
Yeah.
train rolling? All right, well, let's
I
hop.
rewatched Cocktail, and Zach, I already told you my biggest takeaway is the movie may not be great cinema. There are low stakes in many ways, but good God, Tom Cruise he just looks so good bartending. Like,
Which one is this?
that
I
movie,
realize.
Cocktail.
Yeah,
from
I realized that you
Cocktail
said
from
cocktail.
1988.
There was a hot second where I thought you said Shark Tale. And
Yeah.
then I had to think back on how we had that conversation.
yeah.
At the car wash.
And then I
At the
also
car
rewatched
wash,
Boogie
yeah.
Nights, which
Oh, fuck yeah.
God,
Hell
just
yeah.
love Boogie Nights. Motorhead,
Perfect film.
dude. Love that fucking scene with Alfred Molina where like they're selling fake drugs, and then they just like
Yeah.
end up getting like shot up basically, and then they're like trying to run away, but Alfred Molina's character is like clearly like he was on drugs earlier, and so like he's playing his awesome mixtape number 6, and one of the songs he's
so
like, wait, Motorhead.
Yeah, and he's throwing firecrackers in his house.
Yeah, the progressively like louder and louder rendition of Jesse's Girl.
Oh, I love that scene so much.
He's so
It's such a
good.
good scene.
He's so good in that movie.
Alfred
Hell yeah.
Molina's in Species.
What?
Yeah,
He
that's the
is.
other one I
Come on,
forgot. Alfred Molina fucks the alien.
Isn't he the one who's sympathetic to her? Is it him or is Forrest Whitaker?
No, that's Forrest Whitaker. Alfred Molina is just horny and British.
Wow.
Like when the species
really
goes
didn't-
into his hotel room, he's like, "Oh, but this never happens. I don't know what to do," and then he just starts unbuttoning himself.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe I'll watch Species.
You got to do it.
Maybe I'll watch
It's a good
Species this
time.
month. Again, I'm always on the hunt for new horror films. Email us filmmagerspod@gmail.com. See if you can recommend a horror movie that I haven't seen. It's going to be harder than you think, but you'll be able to do it.
You'll be able to do it for sure.
Yeah, there's so many movies out there. Yeah,
Nice.
There's a lot of movies.
There's a lot of movies out there.
If there's one thing this podcast could teach you, there's a lot of movies. And with that, let's hop out of what's going on. We want to get right into it?
I say we just go right into it.
We're right back. Hello,
Yeah.
Just
everybody.
slip and
Hello.
slide right in there.
We're
Slipping and sliding.
sliding right back in. We are out of what's going on, and we are into our final big topic of our first year of the Film Majors.
Yes. Yes, we
And
are.
We thought long and hard about this, and we ultimately decided that, what could be better to talk about than films with some cartoonishly evil white guys?
Yes.
Because the film we are talking about today really does have some devilish, really putting the devil in White Devil, and also putting the white in White Devil.
Yes.
It's got some white devils.
It does.
So,
And yeah, an emphasis on like, you know how a lot of pictures, what we mean by this is like a lot of pictures, that have non-white people as villains oftentimes just do them as caricatures, completely one-dimensional stereotypes. So when we say movies were the white devils, we mean like giving white people the treatment that white people have been giving everyone else
yes,
since the dawn of time.
that's correct.
Yes.
So
And there are some pretty good ones out
what
there.
are we thinking?
Well, there was a great one last year.
Yeah, this was what I was.
I mean,
gonna
we should
bring up.
just talk about
R
it.
R R.
RRR.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Indian film about fighting British colonialism. And there are some truly just like one note British bad guys.
Yep.
Hello. Yes. Good show. That kind of thing. Who, get their fucking comeuppance, which is lovely to see.
Yeah, that movie does a really good job of just, they don't have to complicate it. They just portray the British colonizers of India as just like these rat bastards, and that's it. I mean, the final shot of with the Union Jack.
Oh, it's so good.
Or is it the Union Jack? or
Yeah,
is
it's
it,
the Union Jack.
yeah, just getting splattered with British blood.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
The sun setting on the British Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah, rules. Owns bones. What else we got, everybody?
No, that
I
was
have
my
some, but
answer.
I'm
Was
not-
RRR. I thought long and hard about it, and it was that or Indiana Jones.
Ooh, okay. Please do tell.
Indiana Jones.
You people can listen to our episode because we talked in length about how cartoonishly evil the fucking Nazis are.
Yeah, yeah. That's.
I'd say that counts.
I'll definitely count that. I like that. Yeah. The fucking glasses. A man so evil, his coat hanger is evil. Yeah, that's
that's
a
right.
good pick.
The coat hanger.
Well, I'd like to do a little a little cross promotion for a bonus show that we have.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's a good.
You could
that's a good pick.
Any one of the Purge films, basically, and you will get a different type of cartoonishly evil white. I mean, the first one you have like, it's not quite as satisfying because it's, like yuppie, like Ivy League school type whites attacking, McMansion whites. But really, they are attacking the McMansion whites to try to kill a homeless black man. So, definitely counts. The second one, we've got like some evil, like wealthy auction whites. Then there's the third one, which has like an evil evangelical Mitt Romney type white politician who
that's right, yeah.
delivers a sermon about the value of the purge, which is incroyable. The fourth one has a fucking guy who I don't know if it's stated explicitly as a cop. There are also evil cops in this movie, but I like to think that he's a cop who is like dressed up in a fucking Nazi uniform and a gimp mask.
Right.
And then the Forever Purge has some, like fucking January 6th style evil MAGA whites. So really, it is just your cup runneth over of one-dimensional evil white people who correspond to people who plague American society. So, listen to the Purge cast, and you'll hear more about these guys. Alexis?
It made me think about Ready or Not and also The Invitation. Because, just two horror movies where it's like, it's literally just, and I think it's more so like The Invitation because you actually have your central character is actually a woman of color. Yeah, I mean, Mick, you saw The Invitation, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait. Yeah, no. So basically, just a bunch of white people looking for a bride for the man of this manor, and turns out they're all either undead or they're just beholden to this fucking vampire. So,
devilish.
And then they're trying to get her. Yeah, super devilish. But yeah, it's always the white people are always trying to trap the people of color somewhere.
It's one of our favorite activities.
Yeah.
Not us. We're the good ones.
Another one of my favorites where white people are just cartoonishly evil and really funny stereotypes is Undercover Brother.
I still need to see that.
Oh my
You've been
God.
recommending that movie to me for years.
That's a really good
funny.
one. Where they play on the whole femme fatale thing with White She-Devil, played by Denise Richards. And
Literally.
then you have Mr. Feather, and literally the name of the bad guy who's behind all of this is The Man. So you gotta fight the man. That's literally his name.
You gotta stick it to the man.
But yeah, no, all of the white goons, everyone is just so stupid. It's beautiful. Oh, and what is his name? Neil Patrick Harris. He's the political hire of this secret society of black spies. Because of affirmative action, they have to have at least one white person. And Neil Patrick Harris plays the awkward
That is the
guy,
funniest white person you could pick.
the awkward guy in the office that just no one likes. He's just here.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like, hey, why is the white boy here? And they're like, hey, man, affirmative action. What can I tell you? And he's like singing. He's like listening to Backstreet Boys like on his Walkman and just like singing along to it.
Oh my God.
And I love the scene where he walks in. He's like, guys, I just saw. I don't know if you've seen it. Roots. Anyways, I now understand the plight of the colored man. And he gets on this like soapbox.
My God.
Like, They're like, this is bad, but at least he's trying, right? Yeah, I definitely recommend Undercover Brother.
Nice.
I need to rewatch that. It's been so long.
Yeah, let me know when you do. I want to see it. That sounds funny.
Also, another episode that we did during Comedy Month, Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
That has some good cartoonishly evil white guys.
Yep.
Just make fun of the cowboys, you know?
The one other one that I'd like to use as a bit of jumping off point is Ip Man 2.
Yes.
Ip Man 2 deals with the British colonization of Hong Kong.
Is it the second one or the fourth one?
That's the second one. I haven't seen the fourth one.
Fourth one
Might also deal with it.
Yeah, because I know the fourth one. I think it's a British boxer.
No, that's the second one.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I looked it up this morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And what's the fourth one?
That's the one where Bruce Lee is in it.
Oh,
I haven't seen it, but
okay.
that's what the
Interesting.
end of the third one sets up.
That's the second one then.
Yes, this is what I'm saying.
Okay.
This is what I've been saying.
Oh, yes, you're right. You're right. It is the second one. I just remembered.
But yeah, the second Ip Man movie features Ip Man going up against a British boxing champion named Taylor the Twister Miller.
That's right. The Twister Miller.
He is a fucking tea slurping British stereotype, if ever I have seen one. And you want to see him fall to Ip Man's kung fu.
Great actor they got to play that.
Yeah.
I remember he was really good at acting at 110%.
Darren Shalavi. He's a English actor, martial artist, and stuntman.
I give a lot of credit to these British actors that play the British baddies.
I dream of that role.
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I was telling Alexis this when we were watching today's film, but I was like, my two dream roles are white guy in a kung fu movie who goes get them! Shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, just I have two lines and then I get kicked in the face by Jackie Chan.
That's the dream.
And that or Goon in Gotham who's loading crates into a van at night and then is come on, man, bat? There ain't no bat. And then I look up as Batman's kind of flying down towards me and then I go, it's the bat! And then I just get fucking my shit rocked. I want to be a goon who gets my ass absolutely handed to me. I think that would be so fun. But yeah, the reason we're talking about cartoonishly evil white guys is that today's film features some of those. And that film is either Drunken Master II, as it was released in Hong Kong, or The Legend of Drunken Master. Now, it stars Jackie Chan. Mm-hmm. And
the man, the myth, the legend.
It is a 1994 film. It was directed by Chan and Lau Kar-leung, who is also in the film. And do we have a little description for this?
Yeah. Well, here's a great description. It says, from a land where honor and tradition reign, come the legend of a martial arts hero unlike any other, the Drunken Master, played by Jackie Chan, who can turn just one drink into devastation and humiliation for his enemies. His technique is fast, furious, and powerfully funny. Not loving that?
No, I didn't. That's not
really.
That's not at the top of my Google review. Alexis, how do you feel about that synopsis?
It's a little bare bones.
Yeah.
It's the bone train of descriptions, I would say.
The bone train. I can't not do it.
I mean,
yeah.
Quite a lot of things happened, to be honest, and I think it would start to feel like, and then this, and then this, and then this, if you really started describing what happened in this movie. Because it's a lot of, little things.
Yeah, it is a lot of little things that are fast, furious, and powerfully funny.
I guess it does get at the tone in the most annoying way, especially when you read it like that. But this is a movie that has a lot of gags. Like
Yes.
this is a gag-based film largely. There is, an underlying plot of the British trying to steal Chinese artifacts for the London Museum.
From former dynasties, yeah.
That's never happened in real life.
Yeah. I also love the worker rebellion that's happening.
Yes.
Because they all work at the steel plant that is basically now being operated by the British, and they have kind of like not a puppet regime because it's a business, but they have people that are from Hong Kong in place that are sympathetic to the British, and they are the baddies.
Yes.
In addition to the British.
Yes. Well, because you're not going to have a bunch of British guys doing kung fu. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
They don't know how to do it.
Yeah. But
As Elvis Presley once said, there's only two kinds of people who know it, Chinese and the king, and I'm one of those.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I know I've said this before on the podcast, but Legend of Drunken Master or Drunken Master II is a prime example of why it's so important to have physical media stores and rental houses for movies. Because when I discovered this movie, it was completely by accident. I remember I was going to college with you two, and
That's how we became the titular film majors.
That is how it all started. And one day I was just like looking through Hong Kong movies because I was just in the fight movie mood, where you just kind of want to explore all of the kung fu type stuff. Really great genre. And
that's the fucking whitest way you could have said that. That's incredible.
I could have used a British accent.
100%.
I had to explore all the kung fu type stuff.
I had to do it. And I go to this store that's in our college town called La Dulce Video, which was this fantastic movie rental store. It was so beautiful inside.
If you're in Arcata, California,
check it out.
Go patronize them.
It's amazing. And yeah, I went through the Hong Kong section. I found Drunken Master II with Jackie Chan on the cover. Like, this has got to be good. And it was one of the best happy accidents I've ever had. It was like when you rent a movie, you're like, oh, this might be one of my all-time favorites. And then going forward, I would show all my friends that movie when they would come over, and there wasn't a single person that didn't like it.
Yeah, so I think that's a good place to hop in. Alexis, this was your first viewing of Drunken Master 2. Mm-hmm. We watched it together. What you think?
Delightful. Not as much as Bottoms, but, there's no gay girls in it, so...
Fair enough.
Drunken Master 2, delightful. Not as much as Bottoms.
Put it on the goddamn
I saw
box.
the same week. Two very different vibes, but
both do have some great fight scenes, though.
I did enjoy Drunken Master too. I'm not really like an action or kung fu person necessarily. It probably would have been really hard for me to sit down and watch this like by myself.
Yeah. You had fun. Well, you had fun watching it.
I did actually have a fun time.
It's a fun movie to show somebody.
Yeah, I was gonna say I get what you mean, Alexis. Like watching it by yourself. Like this is a great movie to put on when you have friends over or you're having like a little party. This is good for a group.
We had a few drinks.
Yeah, that also very much helps.
Yeah,
you don't
Zach,
need to watch
just
this
kept
drunk to enjoy
wine while we were watching it. He's like, another glass.
I was like, red one, white one, red one, white one.
Exactly, yeah.
What's this one? It has an X and a 0 on it.
Because your hero just like he gets so powerful when he drinks. Drinking with friends as you're watching this film is one of the best times ever.
You feel more powerful.
You do. You feel it. As the movie progresses, you feel
the strength of the alcohol.
You become in sync with our hero.
So there are two sequences where Fei Hung, our main character, gets absolutely schmammered while using his drunken boxing, because there's a running gag throughout the movie where people are like, oh, drunken boxing, that's not very powerful. It can't fight. And the first time he gets drunk to use his drunken boxing is when someone steals his stepmom's necklace. I fucking love his stepmom. His stepmom is
such a good character.
Arguably the best character in the movie.
Yeah.
My favorite.
We're introduced to her as, Fei Hung and his dad, and I think kind of like their servant, So. I don't
poor
quite
So.
get the relationship between them and So.
I feel so bad for So, man.
Listen,
Yeah,
So's a little
poor guy.
snake.
They're always blaming everything on him. You remember the scene where like, who did this? It was So. And then you just see him fall down the staircase to the back.
So, you are to blame for this. But the first time we meet the stepmom, she is playing a game of mahjong with all these other ladies, and then
They're gambling.
Yeah, they're gambling, and then the
No,
minute
they're gambling. They're gambling hard. She's winning.
yeah, she's winning. Yeah, the minute that Fei Hung's dad and Fei Hung and So show up, all of them are like in this tableau where like the stepmom like has her hand on another woman's forehead and she's like, oh, well, I just, you told me that, a doctor never turns away a sick person. No, it's only gynecology.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, it's so good. Well, she has one hand on the woman's forehead and then she has her other hand on the other woman's like pulse point, but
Checking
they're
a
all
pulse
like
and for a fever.
laying against this like table, like languishing. Yeah,
Yes.
it's fun.
And then Fei Hung is like, are they... have they lost very much money? And she just quietly goes, yes. So needless to say, this lady is the first person who gives Fei Hung alcohol to fight.
Oh, yeah. She's always on his side.
Yeah, when these goons are like fighting him over the bag with her necklace in it, she's like, Fei Hung, give them a lesson in drunken boxing, and just starts chucking him wine. At one point, definitely chucks him whiskey, and he's like, what kind of wine is this? And she's like, I don't know, I can't read English. It has an X and a 0 on it. And he's like, ugh, good wine.
Yeah. I love how she has her entourage of mahjong players go into the bar and just grab as many liquor bottles as they can.
Yeah, put it on Mrs. Wong's tab.
Hey, you have to pay for that.
Yeah, put it on Mrs. Wong's tab. But the other thing that I just fucking love is how goddamn red Jackie Chan gets in the fights.
Yeah.
His
Before,
face becomes beet red.
I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, is this motherfucker really drinking? Because, I mean, he is just beet red. That's a great way to say it.
Yeah.
Apparently, like, right before they would roll, he would put his head, like, between his legs and just, like, hold his breath really hard and bring
Jesus.
all of the blood to his head. And then he would go up really quickly, and then they would call action. And
Wow.
that's why his face is that red, because he's just, all his blood just went straight to it.
That's commitment.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
mean,
And then he has to do fight choreography with
all of the
that.
blood in his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he looks fucking drunk, though. I mean, it's really effective.
Yeah, he
it's
really
crazy.
does.
It's crazy. And apparently, drunken boxing's a real thing.
Yeah, no, I knew that.
I did not know that.
The first time I ever heard about this movie was in like late middle, early high school.
Oh, wow.
I was taking Aikido, and like this was brought up as like a, okay, remember to stay relaxed, be like Drunken Master, and I was like, I don't know what that is.
Right.
And now I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
man.
now we know.
I get it.
Yeah. So that's fascinating. This is, basically like they live. It's like a documentary, basically.
Yeah, it'll teach you that
It'll teach
the
you
wonders
the
that
way
can
of the world.
happen if you get hammered. Everyone should try this.
What are your guys' favorite moves? Because all the moves have different, like, weird names to them.
Oh my
Zach?
god. That is one of my favorite. I'm glad you brought that up. That's one
Good
of my
question.
favorite aspects of this movie.
I have mine.
The one that I remember is Uncle So cleaning whiskers in the brook.
Yes.
Which is where he like wraps his arms around someone's head and just kind of gets them in like this circular thing where he's like slapping them upside the head.
Yeah,
with
he's
each of
like
his
it's like a
hands.
washing machine type thing.
Yeah, it's putting them on spin cycle. I really love that one.
My favorite is the corkscrew.
Oh my god.
Corkscrew is the best. Corkscrew is when you run at somebody and then you completely jump like horizontally towards them,
Spinning your body and
you
bashing them with
headbutt
the
them,
top of your head.
and you headbutt them, and that's called the corkscrew.
That's
crazy.
a good one. Alexis, do you have a favorite?
I don't, like, now that I think about it, I can't remember any of the names. But that shit was funny. It's almost like its own little Easter egg. It's just reading
Wasn't
all
there-
the descriptions
Yeah.
of all the moves.
Isn't there one called? I think he was like drunk at one point, and he goes angel pissing.
Oh yeah, no. There's one where he's like leaning up against a like bench.
Yes.
After he's like knocked a guy down, and he's just like kind of smiling, and one of the ladies goes to his stepmom, and she's like, "What's this move called?" And she goes, "Angel pisses," and she's like, "What?" And she's like, "I don't know. I've never seen it before."
Yeah, that's what it was. It's fucking stepmom, man, coming in with the bangers.
Yeah, she's so funny. The other one that I love is, I believe it's called Cripple Lee serving cups and kicking constantly.
Yes. Classic.
I think that's what it's called. If you're apologies, because the only version of this movie that you can rent on Prime is the English dub.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
But still watch the movie. It's there's so many visual gags that like it will still be funny.
Yeah.
But if you can track down the Blu-ray with the original Cantonese and English subtitles,
well,
like you can just like the delivery of the lines are so fun. Like Jackie Chan singing his little song about how he hates his dad when he's
oh my god,
when he's just in a drunken stupor and it's all sad.
After the big fight where he gets the necklace back, he accidentally hits his dad because he's too drunk.
Yeah,
and his dad kind of throws him out of the what is it, the school where he teaches drunken boxing.
Right.
And he's like sad and drinking at this restaurant.
He's like, I get no freedom.
Yeah, he performs this song called "I Hate Daddy."
Yeah,
and it is so funny.
My favorite is after the dad disowns him, and he runs away from the house, and then So's like, "I'll go get him," and then he starts running off, and then the dad, he's just completely distraught with what he's just done and what just happened. He goes, "So," and he turns around. This big dramatic moment, like he's gonna say something super important. He goes, "Over there," because So was running in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
So he goes the other way.
Oh man.
My favorite gag of this movie is 100% when the stepmother pretends that she is pregnant.
And she's trying to abort the kid.
Yeah, and then she's like, I front flip, I back somersault, and then her husband keeps catching her because I don't even, like, what was the reasoning? She's like trying to throw herself on the ground, but she's supposedly like 4 months pregnant, so he keeps catching her, and she keeps doing all this like wild shit.
She's trying to induce a miscarriage.
Like, not that I condone faking a pregnancy to get out of marital strife, but also I condone fake pregnancy to get out of marital strife if this woman does it.
Yeah.
It's pretty hilarious.
No, it's so fucking good. I love that scene. Also, at the end of that, she falls on her belly, and then he like sits her down in a chair, and she goes like, I'm all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bitch is crazy. I love her. She's my favorite part of the whole movie, hands down. Just the utter drama of everything that she does is just
so melodramatic.
She knows how to play that fucking man like a fiddle.
Yeah.
She really does.
I believe Jackie Chan,
an icon.
I don't know the exact age, but I know for a fact that Jackie Chan is older than the actress that plays the stepmom.
Yeah, well, she's a stepmom.
Yeah.
The dad remarried a little younger.
It's interesting.
Oh, wait. The other moment that I love with her is when, I don't know if Jackie Chan, I can't remember at what point, but she goes and she's like, oh, you won't help him? I must pray to his mother then. And she goes over to Jackie Chan's mom's like shrine and she's like, sister.
Fucking alpha move.
Help. Like, just literally playing this man like a fiddle, like giving him the most guiltiest conscience by calling upon the spirit of his dearly departed first wife, you know?
Yes.
She's so smart.
It's a boss move.
Yeah. I think we also have to get into the second drunken fight in this film.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the finale.
Yeah.
Which
incredible.
I would argue, I think I brought this up on our last episode, Old Boy, go listen to it, where we were talking about the best cinematic fights. I think this might be my favorite, like, physical fight in any film.
Yeah.
Maybe bar none. Because, you know, the finale of the film takes place in this steel factory where the workers are being exploited by the British. It's where the British are going to ship the Chinese artifacts out from. And also they've now laid off all the workers.
Refusing to pay them overtime.
Yeah, refusing to pay them.
That fucking scene. Holy
Yeah.
shit. Like, we'll work overtime if you pay us overtime. And then the big white henchman's like, well, we already provide you room and board.
That's enough.
That's enough. It's like, you fuckers. God damn it.
Yeah. So they kind of raid this factory, and Jackie Chan faces off against kind of the two main henchmen, one of whom is played by his real-life bodyguard, Andy Lau.
Yeah.
And there is something that's set up in the first act where you're like, surely this is not going to come back. It's the only time we see...
Great setup and payoff.
Cantonese subtitled when it's written down.
Yeah.
Which is... we see all this industrial alcohol in the building. And, you know, as this fight goes on, Fei Hung's doing pretty well, but then, you know, he's kind of on the ropes. He's beaten. He's thrown across hot coals, which, you know, Jackie Chan really did because he's a maniac.
Yeah.
And then he's, like, lying by this industrial alcohol. And then he remembers the words of his father. Water sinks, but it also floats boats.
Yes.
So, which is, I think, arguing that, like, you can drink in moderation, which is funny because that is not what he
That's
does
not what
in
happens.
the finale of this movie. He
Yeah.
gets more drunk than any man has ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we talked about in the last episode, that moment where he just chugs his stuff
Yes.
and then regurgitates it, vomits it.
Yeah, he spits it out at
spits
it.
kind of the
it's-
secondary henchman who's got this, like, red hot poker that he's stuck in these coals.
Yeah.
And it blasts fire onto this guy.
Yeah. And just the reaction of the bad guy just being completely terrified.
Yeah, Andy Lau looks like
Is
legit.
it Andy Lau? I thought it's Ken Lau.
It says Andy Lau on Google.
Oh.
There's Ken Lo.
Ken Lo. Okay. I think that's who the henchman is. It's
Ken Lo's the... Okay,
Yeah.
Andy Lau, I think, is the guy who gets lit on fire. Anyways, but... yeah, then we get this final confrontation between Jackie Chan and this big goon where he is just, like, going apeshit. He is so, like, worked up that there's a point where he turns his back on the fight
Yeah.
and just starts breaking shit with his hands.
Yeah.
Like, he just breaks a table in half, and it is frightening to watch.
Yeah.
But my other favorite, like, aspect of that final confrontation is there's points where he's getting, like, kicked in the head and hit in the head, and he's acting like he's blocking it. He's like, yeah, that's
With his
block-
face.
Yeah, he's blocking it with his fucking face. It is insane.
Yeah, Ken Lo, his ability to kick is incredible. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. But
He's
yeah,
got really long legs.
that last sequence, which is 7 minutes, took 4 months to shoot.
I buy that.
That's a 4-month shoot. And they said that apparently like a full
That's
day of
crazy.
shooting. Full day of shooting would give them, on average, 3 seconds of usable footage.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Day after day after day, and the coals that he gets kicked into, those are real coals.
Yep.
Those are real coals.
coals. Yeah, yeah.
The fucking whatchamacallit, I love that they do like the, I don't know, like outtakes or whatever at the end of the movie.
During the end
and
credits.
you just see fucking Jackie get his like ass handed to him because he's doing
Yeah.
all these stunts himself.
Like those
Bananas.
big metal buckets that are
That
filled with
looked
iron
like
Iron.
it hurt so
Yeah.
that
bad.
actually
Fucking fell on his
dropped and hit
head.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. That's something I really love about Hong Kong films that I just wish we got more of is like in an action movie over the end credits, you get all of the outtakes
Yeah.
of just stunts gone wrong or whatever, or just something funny. Like that's
I
a
would like-
delightful way to end a movie.
I would like to see that with Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Because,
John Wick.
yeah. Well, I think particularly the Mission Impossible movies, like Tom Cruise did just make a decision with basically Ghost Protocol, I would say, where he was like, I'm going to be Jackie Chan now. Mm-hmm. Now I want to be like Jackie Chan. Because, like, it is that same, like, commitment to doing all of your stunt work and fight work yourself.
Yeah.
And also, like, infusing all of those moments with, like, personality and comedy. Because, like, the moment in Mission Impossible Fallout where, Cruise is chasing Henry Cavill, and he gets to the window, and he's, like, taking a second, and Benji's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm jumping out a window. Yeah. Or the bit on the side of the Burj Khalifa where he gets to the end of his line and Jeremy Renner's like, your rope's too short. No shit. Like, those feel like they would be at home in a Jackie Chan movie. Well,
and again, this is not a new thing to say at all, but what's so great about Jackie Chan is his ability to perform some of the best stunt choreography while simultaneously acting his heart out.
Yes.
He's still very expressive with his face. He's still emoting everything. I mean, that's where a lot of the comedy comes, is he's doing these things that are completely exhausting. And on top of that, he's acting like you can. That's a thing. You watch certain stars like do their own stunts, and you can tell that, they're doing their best, but they're trying their best to keep up with the choreography. And they're just concentrating on getting the moves. Jackie Chan knows this so well that he can just, the moves are almost secondhand. Now he can just completely act the scene
he's
out.
Playing the character.
Yeah, and it's great, too. That's, like I said, where so much of the comedy comes in. And we also got to talk about, you cannot have a big kung fu film without an axe gang. Like, that's a requirement.
Alexis was fucking alarmed at the axe gang.
Wasn't that the best? It's like, everyone in the restaurant's gone.
I had no words, and then Zach was like, no, that's a real thing, and I was like, what? There's just
axe gangs were a thing.
Oh, yeah, they were a real thing. Drunken boxing, real thing. Axe gangs, real thing.
Listen, me and the boys are going to start one.
You gotta.
Listen, your Hong Kong restaurant will not be safe.
It's like, don't you worry. My axe gang never fails. Yeah, but there are chairs in there, bro.
Yeah.
There are tables and chairs in there with Jackie Chan.
You're screwed.
Can we talk about the bamboo?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, this scene.
Terrifying weapon.
It's Jackie Chan and the film's director, Lau Kar-leung, who are trapped in this restaurant as they're being attacked by this axe gang. And Lau Kar-leung gives Jackie Chan the stick of bamboo, which gets kind of like frayed at the end. Yeah. And Jackie Chan takes his shirt off and kind of ties it to the end of it.
And he spits broth onto Jackie Chan and the bamboo to make it all slick and oily.
Yeah.
Which is a great visual.
Yeah.
You buy it.
Yeah.
You buy it.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Like, he's just whacking all these henchmen, and because the end is frayed, like, everyone's getting, like, cut up because dried bamboo is incredibly sharp. And he's really whacking these guys. Yeah, absolutely whacking. And remember, back in these days, background stunt guys, they would only get paid if they appeared on camera. So they would just be stunt guys waiting around on set all day, and if they weren't used, they go home with no pay. Which is why so many of these guys are like, put me in, whack me, kick me, do it, throw me down a staircase.
I gotta get hit by Jackie Chan.
Yeah, and so that's why so many of these stunts are just completely gnarlies, because they're giving it their all because they actually just want to go home and get a paycheck.
Which is fucked up.
It is fucked up.
But also, goddamn, it led to some good movies.
That's clearly the way to do it.
No, wait.
No, absolutely incredible. I love it when the master, like, he kicks the stairwell twice, and on the second kick, the whole thing just collapses, and all of the goons just go crashing down.
Looks extraordinarily dangerous.
Yes. It's crazy. The stunt falls that happen in that sequence are absolutely amazing. But I found out, actually, I read online that Lau Kar-leung, the director, who ends up taking an axe to the back and then dies in a kind of a humorous way, he directed most of the film, but him and Jackie Chan didn't see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. Like Lau Kar-leung, he wanted to do a lot of wire work, you know, and he liked to do a lot of slow motion in his movies. And Jackie Chan was like, no, it's no slow motion. There's a couple of shots in here that are slow motion, like, but they use it mostly for dramatic moments.
Yeah.
But he wanted to do a lot of slow motion fighting. Jackie Chan's like, that completely takes the excitement out of it. And also no wire work. Like, if we're going to jump from this part of the room to the other part, then we're going to fucking jump.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Eventually they were just kind of not getting along enough where he left the project, and Jackie Chan, that's why he gets director credit, was because he took over and finished the film. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so he was
Bananas.
directing, I believe, during the entire steel plant sequence, because I think they were shooting in chronological order.
Okay.
So that whole 4 months, that was what Jackie Chan took over. But yeah, absolutely incredible.
Well, that's good to know, because Alexis and I were having a discussion as to like how much of this is wire work, and you're saying
Yeah, because I was like,
Little to
was
none.
there any? That's crazy.
I think there was some
flips that they do, the like spins in the air that they do, like that shit is bananas.
Well, Jackie Chan started
got
off.
it. BANANAS
Yeah.
bananas.
A-N-A.
Remember, he
Yes.
started off in the circus, you know, so he's doing Cirque du Soleil and all sorts of gymnastics and stuff like that, and that's how he ended up getting into acting. So a lot of that stuff, that's just what he trained for when he was a kid and kept going on.
Wow.
Crazy.
You know, Alexis, I've got a question for you, because you know I kind of you've described yourself in the past as kind of a little lad, or you know I think that kind of goes hand in hand with being a little rascal or a little scamp. How would you rank Jackie Chan on a little scamp scale?
On a little scamp scale,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm trying to think. Are there any other top scamps that I could even like rate against Jackie Chan, or is like he the unrateable scamp?
I mean I would say that Bugs Bunny is a little scamp.
Bugs Bunny's a little scamp. You're
definitely
gonna
a little
put
scamp.
Jackie Chan against Bugs Bunny? I don't know.
Well, there's a
I
reason
find
that I
Jackie
picked
Chan
Bugs Bunny.
funnier than I find Bugs Bunny.
Well,
Funny. That
You know
was hard to say.
what I would have liked to see at some point is a film that was in development after Space Jam, which was supposed to be called Spy Jam and was supposed to star Jackie Chan and the Looney Tunes. And as a kid who grew up watching Looney Tunes, I quite would have liked to see that.
They did a spy movie with Brendan Fraser.
But that was after a bunch of different movies went in and out of development.
Interesting.
And one of them was supposed to be like a full-blown spy film that was co-starring Jackie Chan, which I think makes a lot of sense because, like,
That would have been incredible.
I don't know, like the duck gag on the train. Like, there's a lot of bits in this movie where I'm like, yeah, this feels like a cartoon.
Yeah.
I think that would have been a fun film.
The ending feels the most cartoonish, where he's like, Master, he says it not only ruined his eyesight, but his brain too. And then Jackie Chan just like turns around and he's like stuck on stupid.
Yeah, so
He's
about
quacking like a duck and has his eyeballs crossed.
about that. So when I first rented this movie back in Arcata, it was the American release. So when at the end of the fight he blows bubbles out of his mouth, end credits. Right then is when it cuts to the end credits. So
Really?
I could not find this movie on Blu-ray forever. And then last year, Warner Brothers did a remastered and released it for the American market. Until then, you could only get the Hong Kong Blu-ray. And I bought it immediately. And it has the Cantonese, Mandarin versions, and the original's Cantonese. So I watched it in Cantonese. And it's the original subtitles and also the original ending, which is him basically being mentally challenged.
Mentally broken.
Mentally broken because of the alcohol poisoning, which they had cut from the American release because they thought it was just a little...
I thought it was in bad
They
taste.
thought it was a little in bad taste.
Why?
So they left that part out. I don't love the ending because it kind of makes me
I
feel
do.
bad. I'm like, oh, I thought he was just going to have a hangover.
Hell yeah, Alexis.
I thought he was just going to feel
stick to your goddamn guns.
I saw him drinking this industrial alcohol, and I was all, I got a feeling that's real bad for you. Like alcohol kills brain cells.
It makes
you're
sense.
drinking multiple pipes of industrial alcohol, and when he's at the end, I'm all, you know what? That tracks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not dinging the movie for not being true to what would actually happen. It just was like, oh, that sucks. Fuck.
If I had a dollar, yeah, but I mean, like, if you've ever rewatched Rush Hour, it's not as funny as it used to be either. You know, it's a little
I've
racist
never seen
and
Rush
stuff.
Hour.
You know, so I think that's
pretty
fair
good.
for a movie that came out in the 90s. That,
Yeah,
you know,
95.
it's a little in
94.
poor taste there.
Yeah. Oh, well.
It's okay. I have poor taste, so.
We love it. Hey, listen, if you didn't,
what we're here for.
if you didn't, this whole venture wouldn't have started in the first place.
It's true.
But one other thing that I would like to bring up is this film has one of my favorite, just goons who shows up for a scene.
Is it the
Guy with the hat, the
Yeah.
ponytail, no sleeve vest,
Yes.
and a flaming chain wrapped
white
around
scarf.
his
him.
wrapped around his hand. he looks like he belongs in Mortal Kombat.
I know he's like the best Mortal Kombat character that isn't from Mortal Kombat. The fact that he takes the chain, cocks his fist back and winds up the chain onto his fist to use as velocity for a super punch is just incredible.
It's something that you never think you'll see in live action until it happens.
It is one thing that I think the English dub improves upon that you don't get in the original is in the English dub when he marches towards Jackie Chan with his super hot chain around his one arm. They just have him shout, "One hand!"
Wow.
And it's kind of the coolest thing ever. And every time I watch the original language version, I'm like, there's something missing.
One hand.
It's it drives home the Mortal Kombat aspect even more.
Oh my god! Thank you for telling me that. That's fucking hysterical.
So if you can only rent it and you get the English version, well, you're in for a treat.
There's something there for you.
I do actually want to hear the English version because I want to hear what the mother says, throughout the movie in what they would translate it to English. I don't know.
Yeah, and I know that in the English
she says
dub,
all sorts of out of pocket shit. So
Jackie Chan does his own dubbing.
Oh,
So it is Jackie Chan. He's just speaking English, but over top his parts.
interesting.
Yeah, and then. Also, in the original Cantonese version, the end credits has the original song that Jackie Chan wrote for this movie.
Yeah, Jackie Chan was like a pop star as well.
He's a pop star as well. Apparently in China, he's known for his music just as much as for his films.
Wow.
Yeah, because he's got a really good voice. If you listen to the end credit song, it's actually kind of it's a bop.
Yeah, he sounds better on that than he does when he's singing "I love you" or "I hate you, Daddy."
Yeah, that's not a great one.
He's a little sauced.
That's the ballad.
Yeah, it's sort of a moodier piece. Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, the one other little bit of trivia that I thought was interesting is the steam train that is used in the movie's opening. Mm-hmm. One that was a Lau Kar-leung thing. He always wanted to do a scene in this part of China.
Oh, nice.
And they got permission to use this steam train, which apparently was used by China's final emperor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Fun little bit of trivia.
I dig that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was fiending for behind the scenes stuff of this movie, and I couldn't find much.
I'm glad you brought up the train because that takes it back to the beginning of the film, and something that this movie, I think, what makes it the perfect kung fu film is it does what a lot of good kung fu movies do, which is it just wastes no time.
Yeah.
Once you're in the movie, there's suddenly already a fight happening.
Yes.
Because someone tries to pickpocket the dad. and he's chasing after the pickpocketer, and then they exchange the ginseng, and it's just like it's one fight after another, after another, after another, after another, and it's like it happens organically, but sometimes for the smallest of reasons.
Yeah,
but that's fine.
There's the
it's
fight.
A fight movie.
There's the fight with Felix Wong as the fishmonger.
Yeah,
he's just like, I'll give you free fish if your drunken boxing can beat me.
Yeah, and I love it where the fight ends. And that's it. There's no animosity. It's just like, how much you want for it? It's on the house.
Yeah, they're boys.
You all saw it. It was a draw. It was a draw. Everyone go back to shopping.
Well, do we have anything else, or is this a good spot to wrap up?
I think it's a good spot to wrap up. But yeah, I'm so glad that we reviewed Drunken Master II. It's if you're listening and you love fight movies, if you just love fun, good comedies, it's everything wrapped into one. It's so good.
Hell yeah, it is.
Good for showing your friends.
Well, we're going to roll right along with Asian Cinema Month. And Alexis, what country? We've been to Hong Kong. We've been to Korea. Where are we hopping over to?
Going to Japan, baby. What?
Jesus.
I think he even said that at one point.
He said, you sound like MacArthur. And then you said, we're going to Japan, baby.
Yep. That's an actual quote.
General MacArthur, he was the guy who...
He was in charge of the American troops in the Pacific Theater.
Yeah. Yeah, he helped draw up Japan's new constitution, I believe.
Yeah, so I believe he did say where we jump into next, and I believe
he said,
it was...
we're going to Japan, baby.
Yeah, I think it was Truman that said we're going to Japan, baby.
Jesus. Well, Alexis...
A little bit of history for you.
No.
What Japanese film are we viewing?
All right, we're rolling along. All right, so we're hopping over to Japan for 2021's Drive My Car, which I'll be totally honest, totally forgot the director's name. I think it's like Ryosuke Hamaguchi.
Which Hamaguchi has a new movie coming out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, it's playing at Cannes right now. I'm excited to see it because Drive My Car is a fucking awesome movie.
I've never seen it, so
you haven't seen Drive My Car?
All right,
well, by golly, man, that's about to change.
I was busy watching fucking The Human Centipede.
It won Best International Film back for 2021's year.
Nice.
So
nice.
I'm excited to revisit it.
Excellent. Well,
where can we find it?
Yeah, if you are looking
because I don't own it actually.
Watch Drive My Car, you can find it on Max.
Max.
Yeah, not Evan, on Max. And if you want to find us, the Film Majors, you can find us at Film Majors Pod on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. And if you want to shoot us an email, let us know what are some of your favorite films from the continent of Asia. You can email us at filmmajorspod@gmail.com. And I think that's about it. I think that's going to just about do it. Alexis, I'm excited to view this film.
Woo.
All right.
Hell yeah, folks.
Peace out, everybody.
We'll see you next week.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.